Attrition for enemies, recruitment time, inflation reduction, tolerance to true faith, cavalry infantry ratio, movement speed. Available Merthor, that's a lot of mercenaries. Global tariffs, artillery cost -15. Aggressive expansion versus Delhi, which is cavalry combat, reputation, promoted cultures, army tradition, unrest, core creation. Yeah, Delhi's ideas are so much better. They're just going to need to get that. I wonder if Hindustan at this point is going to go, this is too tempting. I want this.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I just thought you'd be interested to...
Yeah, thanks for pointing that one out. I would definitely have missed that because obviously other things are happening.
I'm wondering if it's one of the estate events, because I don't think that's a real nation.
Shouldn't be. The estates are.
No, I mean Rajput or something.
Maybe.
Because there are certain states that do rebel, don't they?
Yeah, and Rajput right now does control 0% of Hindustan. Sorry, of Delhi. So yeah, I have a feeling that might well be the case. Do they have generic ideas? High estate, tolerance of free. Yeah, these are just generic. Yeah, that looks like... I think you're right. I think this probably were Rajput. Government reform, feudal nobility. They're not a Rajput kingdom.
No. Yeah, exactly. That's... I just thought you'd be interested to...
Yeah, have a word with Delhi and see if you can get from him what he thinks happened.
Yeah, I will. If I find out anything, I will let you know.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So, Poet there coming in to tell us what on earth was going on here. That's a bit of a weird one. Giveaway sorted out, everything works proper. Thanks, Poet, once more, and congratulations to the giveaway winner. Indeed. And thanks again, Poet, for that. I really do appreciate it. Bunch of the Ottoman forts are only level 4 and not 6. Were they indeed? 6, 6, 6, 2, 4, 4. I mean, the border ones were 6s. The internals weren't, but I'm not that surprised. Okay, so the Papal States are just pieced out. Oh yeah, the Spanish ones were 2s. Well, some of them. 6, 2, 2. Alright, so he hasn't bothered upgrading Spain. I think Spain was basically just a, oh, I can take this land, it's free. Probably shouldn't invest in it very heavily. The main thing that the Ottomans will have lost from this is all the admin that they spent on coring. Because they're actually on time with admin, so it doesn't seem to have been much of a cost at all. Meanwhile, the Islamic alliance is moving up. They're now on the boundaries of the Sea of Marmara, looking across at Istanbul going, nice walls. I should probably knock them down, although this is a level 7 fort. So that is going to be a tough beastie to crack. And it does look like the Ottomans have maintained their naval superiority. Are the Ottomans building any more ships or anything? No. And they've regained a bunch of manpower. I'm guessing their professionalism's gone down. Not a huge amount. How much do they gain every tick? 50,000. Hello.
Can confirm it was the Rajput state disaster.
That's really interesting that they didn't form the Rajput kingdom, though. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I can't do any more than tell you that was the Rajput state disaster.
No, that's fine.
I don't know if you can hear, but I'm in the middle of a very noisy storm, so if there's weird noise on the audio, then apologies.
That's all right. I mean, I think we're probably in the same storm, to be honest. It's the whole
probably true. It is, yeah.
It's a really big storm. It stretched from like the entirety of the UK. I don't think it actually hit much of Scotland, so the whole of England, across into Belgium, into the Netherlands. So it's pretty big.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are seeing the Islamic Alliance armies starting to rally on the borders, maybe thinking about getting a crossing here. The Ottomans are just shifting troops around to try and contain any crossings that do happen. And this is now just the Papal States and the Timurids versus the Ottomans. Ottomans getting a little bit of war exhaustion. Mamelukes getting more. And then the colonies and the vassal. Meanwhile, Texas has pieced out against Choctaw. It doesn't look like they took a huge amount. So maybe Texas and the United States have an agreement saying everything up to the Mississippi. Everything west of the Mississippi is Texas. Everything east is the United States, maybe. That would sound like a pretty reasonable agreement to put into force. Glasgow's pretty windy and rainy right now. Okay, so it is in Scotland as well. Maybe a bug? Yeah, quite possibly. I know the developers do sometimes watch these streams, so there you go. Rajput estate uprising should probably form the Rajput Kingdom government. That one. Stormcura also in Stockholm. It's a big one, like I was saying. It's hitting a lot of countries at once. What's Shan been doing during all of this? Shan forces are here. And I wonder if they are being called in as mercenaries. They are getting subsidies from the Mamelukes, 11 ducats a month. I do wonder if that's a Mameluke payment to bring Shan in, because Shan have been very open about the fact that they are working as mercenaries. In fact, if we have a quick lull in the fighting, I'm going to bring you the Shan mercenary contract, because this is one of the things I absolutely love. Get shareable link. Here we go. So this is what Shan has been sending to the other players. It is basically a mercenary document saying, I am willing to sell you troops, either as condottieri or apparently hiring out the entire country and all of the troops that gives. Somebody just pieced out. Bengals become... How did Bengal get out? Did Hindustan piece out? Oh, Hindustan piece. No, they're still in. Bengal's still in. How are they... How'd they get exiled? I don't know. That's a weird one. Sindrin, thanks for the bits. We really need the Australian colony to attack Adine right now. Gallipoli Part 2. Yeah. Oh, and the Allies can't actually see what the Ottomans are hiding over there. That's interesting. Because they have no ships in the Sea of Marmara, so they can't see into Adane and Istanbul. Do they have a spy network? They do. So what the Timurids probably want to do is... Where is it? Infiltrated... Oh, you can't yet. Diplo 27. Okay, never mind. We're still a ways from that. I didn't realise that was so late game. Because infiltrating administrations allows you to basically see everything that they can see. It's a spy network. It's an actual spy. In fact, I'm surprised that becomes available so late on. That is a glorious Netherlands, I just want to say. That is a good Netherlands right there. Milan also poking quite a long way out into France. And then Ulm, nestled in the middle. Burgundy, I think, is an Ulm vassal. Yeah, Ulm has quite a few vassals. Meanwhile, this does seem to have become a bit of a stalemate. We do have the Mamelukes offering peace. Jerusalem ceding one province. Wait, that's it? It's not a stab hit. That actually seems reasonable. That's a very, very low peace offer right there. mean, the Ottomans are probably just like right-clicking on every offer they get and just be like, go away. Don't want to talk to you about peace. There can be no peace, just war. Mamluks are sending them. All the Mamluks want is Sidon, which is this. Oh, because the Papal State already took these. Oh, that's cheeky. That's very cheeky. There we go. Mamelukes are pieced out. And it was the Mamelukes alliance that was occupying most of this territory. So now the Timurids and Hindustan need to do all of the rest again. Mamluks also brought in Shan. Okay, Timurids offering peace. That's a lot of territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 provinces. But they're in a position to make big demands. And there we go, there's the peace. And now the Timurids are a Mediterranean power. They've taken out Trablus. And peace has been declared. So what did the Ottomans lose throughout all of this? I'm a little bit surprised they lost as little of Iberia as they did. I'm surprised that Russia never jumped in on them. Oh yeah, the Timurids did completely block the Mamelukes' expansion here. So that's probably going to rile these two powers. Although the Mamelukes are finding themselves a little bit diplomatically isolated, so I'm not sure there's a lot they could do about it. They do have their alliance with the Papal State, Shan and Delhi. Although Delhi is not really a power that you could call on at the moment. But I don't think any real battles were fought there. We had like 1 or 2 against the Papal States, but I think that was it. So the Ottomans very much trying to just keep their military intact. Not losing a lot of professionalism. Not taking any loans. Not actually losing a huge amount of money just generally. I would say the Ottomans got out of that surprisingly well. So far. Papal States dealing with a couple of uprisings. Andalusia having gained all of this territory for pretty much free. Inca did take out Mordoil, so the Incas continue to grab even more territory over here. This is Brazilian. So it does look like the colonial holdings are gone. So a lot of what they gained from Spain has been lost. And it does kind of look like their grabbing for the Spanish territories was the catalyst for a lot of the aggression against the Ottomans, because they pissed off a lot of players with how much they just took. They still have a bit of Iberia here, but I suspect they'll lose that before too long. The interesting one's going to be whether Russia goes after the Ottomans or not. Why is Russia being so quiet? They are making crazy amounts of money. How are they making so much trade money? That's insane. 61 ducats here. And they are collecting it all. Well, I guess it's all of the trade coming in from elsewhere. And because they have 100% control, they can just shift it all the way across Siberia. Yeah, basically, Jurin, they're sending in. All of the money from Siberia, that's 29 ducats, is moving into Kazan, which is then turned into 41 ducats, which is then fed into Novgorod, causing it to become 62. And then because of 82% trade efficiency, they're able to increase that up to 113 income. That's pretty good going. And they're not losing a huge amount to the White Sea either. Although if they wanted to make even more, depending on how much of this they controlled, Britain has a huge amount because of the trade from traders from downstream. So yeah, Novgorod is probably the best place to be collecting it. And if they upgraded to a couple of these to level 3s, they could probably collect even more than 83%. Although the return on investment there would be difficult. Great powers. This is a good question. This is definitely going to have changed things up. Yeah. Ottomans have dropped from 1st to 4th. Hindustan is now undisputed 1st place. Iran is 2nd. Andalusia 3rd. Ottomans are in 4th. Texas is in 5th. Russia is in 6th. Timurids have clawed their way to 7th. And then Britain coming in at 8th. And in fact, if we just take a quick look at some of the other metrics that we've been using. Income. The Ottomans have been 1st. In fact, if I just compare to what it used to be. At the beginning of this session, Hindustan was in 1st place, Timurids were 2nd, the Dutch were 3rd, so that hasn't actually changed. Although I suspect that Hindustan's standing has improved. And the Ottomans didn't lose their trade fleets. They're going to be able to do a lot of trade protection. Although right now, they're not doing so. In terms of naval strength, the Netherlands has now taken over in 1st place. The Ottomans did lose probably about 50 ships? 40, maybe? And the Dutch seem to be building and building and building, and they have enough heavy ships to actually protect their light ships. The Dutch are a very, very powerful naval nation. Hamburg able to do a lot of trade, not able to protect them very well. And then Britain going almost exclusively for just the military bludgeon. So the Dutch are probably the most balanced. The British are definitely going to be the real problem at sea. Although Maguindanao, Hindustan, also going for a pretty militarized navy. Then we've got the most developed province, which I don't think will have changed. Ottomans in 1st, Britain in 2nd, Milan in 3rd, which is exactly what we started with. Military rating. Now this one's always a little bit of a weird one because depending on whether you're maintaining your troops or not will affect this. Hindustan is in 1st, Timurids are 2nd, and Iran are 3rd. Timurids are 2nd, so Russia has fallen, but I'm pretty sure that Russia's military rating is so low because they're just not maintaining stuff, and that does indeed seem to be the case. And then victory points. Nobody took Rhodes from them. So Rhodes is still an Ottoman victory point, that being held. Is Russia making claims on Ottoman territory? I don't think they need to. Russia has claims on these steppe territories, and in fact if we go over to Russia, then do this, all of this is Russian claims. So there are no shortages of reasons for war. It's just that Russia hasn't pulled the trigger. Russia is allied with Milan in the Netherlands, so the alliance between the Ottomans and Russia does seem to be well and truly over. The Ottomans right now completely diplomatically isolated. As, like I said, nations have noticed how weak the Ottomans are, because they just did not bother fighting. United States still growing a little bit. Pirate Vinland growing a bit bigger. Sweden seems to be investing a little bit. Do Sweden have expansion? They have expansion but not exploration, but that does still give them the 2 colonists. So slowly but surely taking land up here. Just not very quickly at all. Why is it so slow? Colonial maintenance is maxed out.
Hello.
Oh, it's probably because it's Arctic. Hello, viewer.
Hello. Hi. How's it going?
So, successful war against the Ottomans there.
Yeah, I feel dirty about it though.
Why?
Because Ottomans have been a very good neighbor in the sense that they've had no harmful intention to me. But it just reached the point where the rest of the HRE was basically demanding I do go to war with him in the Balkans and take land from him. It's like, oh, okay. Didn't really want to.
Well, everyone seems to
Serbia's not
come to the same conclusion.
Yeah, that was the thing. Everything was just, it was just the opportunity rose and they were just demanding it happen. So it's like, okay, I guess, right, I guess this would be the time to have to do it, so.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting if anyone decides to step up to defend the Ottomans, but considering how little they actually fought there, I kind of suspect that they're going to find willing allies short.
They might, but they're also upset with literally everyone who went to war with them. Because a few people have asked them if they want to work together, and the Ottomans have basically told them to screw off. It's like...
They made their bed.
They did, unfortunately. The big thing regarding with the HRE was that when they made their way to Iberia, everyone was like, okay, no, that's enough of that.
Yeah,
that's the point. No. Mm-mm.
That's what I was saying in chat, is I think up till that point, everyone was kind of, the Ottomans are big, they're a threat, but they're not overwhelming, but they just got greedy. Like, taking everything from Spain, lots of people were going, no, that's ridiculous.
And that's the thing about the Ottomans. The Ottomans themselves as a nation, not just in this game, but in general,